Greetings and welcome to Studio G. This is Maurice. In today's video update, we'll be talking about the additional $2,400 that they want to include yearly in your Social Security checks. We'll be talking about the minimum $60,000 pay for public teachers. And we'll be talking about why you shouldn't rely too heavily on some of your benefits. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that like button, the subscribe button, and possibly share this video on your social media. If you want to help support the channel, you can do so with super thanks or purchase an ebook. So let's go ahead and jump into my computer to get started. Okay, guys, be sure to watch this video till the end so you can learn about the $500 giveaway. Okay, so I'm right here on Business Insider, and they sent this to my email today. And the title of this article is Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and other Democrats are once again trying to give retirees an additional $2,400 in their Social Security check. So that breaks down to about $200 extra per month. And guys, you know we've been talking about this over the last few years, but now they're bringing it back. And the part, I can't read this article to you because YouTube does not like us to read articles verbatim. But I want to point out some things that stuck out to me in this article, which was this. It says Bernie Sanders wants retirees to have more money, and he wants it to come from higher taxes on the wealthy. So when you connect the dots, and I've been talking about this for a few months, that Social Security tax only taxes you up to 160,000 or 162,000. So this part right here stuck out. Social Security solvency and newly larger checks would be offset by raising the cap on earnings tax for the program. Currently, only up to $162,000 is taxed for Social Security, while any other income above that limit is free from tax. Under Sanders' proposal, the cap will be lifted and income over 250,000 will be subject to payroll tax. So the only thing they have to do is tax people, and I think it's about 6.5% that they will get taxed on that money. And that will solve the insolvency problem, and you guys will be able to get an extra $200 per month. Now, they also talked about this on a site called vermontbiz.com because Senator Sanders is a senator from Vermont. He represents Vermont. And in this article, they talk about the other senators that are in on this too. So it's Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Representative Jan Saskowski, and Representative Val Hoyle of Oregon introduced the legislation that would expand Social Security benefits by $2,400 a year and ensure Social Security is fully funded for the next 75 years, all without raising taxes by one penny on over 93% of Americans that make 250,000 or less. So the only people who will get taxed on this is anybody who makes over $250,000. And the next thing I want to bring to your attention is how Bernie Sanders is calling for a minimum salary of $60,000 for public school teachers. So in this particular article, this really stood out to me the most. And so I'm going to read this little part. And it says Senator Bernie Sanders called for a minimum salary of $60,000 for public school teachers, capitalizing on the push by President Biden in his State of the Union speech to give public school teachers a raise. Now, I don't know how much school teachers make per year, but I do think they should be paid a decent, livable salary for all the sacrifices they make and all the stuff that they do to help the kids. Also, it'll attract better teachers if they paid a little bit more. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Okay, so now I'm on a site called The Motley Fool. And guys, as you know, I get these emails in my email box. And so if I think it's worthy of sharing it with you, I will share it with you, whether it be good news or bad news. And I'm going to say this is not good news or bad news. This is sort of like a warning. So the title of the article is Social Security won't disappear on you, but you may want to pretend that it will. And the gist of this story is that you shouldn't depend on Social Security. And I know some of you guys, it might be a little bit too late to try to start working or doing anything, but this is more for people who may be retiring soon, or some of you guys who have older people in your family and you help them, and this could be helping you, what I'm finna tell you. So it said, first, don't be worried that Social Security could get cut. But benefit cuts aside, Social Security will only replace 40% of your pre-retirement wages. So that means, like, if you make X amount of dollars, you're only going to get 40% of that when you retire. Now, if you truly think you can live comfortably with that, a 60% cut, then sure, don't fund a retirement plan. But if you have an idea of having to curb your spending substantially as a senior doesn't sit well with you, then you may want to pretend that Social Security is on the cusp of going away, and that might motivate you to start focusing on building up a nest egg. So the gist of this article, guys, is that along with Social Security, you should have your own retirement plan, either through your current company or business, a 401 plan, a stock portfolio, maybe some real estate. And I do have videos about stocks. If you're interested in getting stocks, I do have videos on that, and you're never too old to purchase stocks. So it gives you a scenario here. It said, let's say you're 50 years old with an anticipated retirement age of 67 and have a 401 plan at work. That means you have to have the option to allocate up to 300,000 per year to that account. Now, that's not attainable, but if you're able to save 1,000 a month over the next 17 years, if you invest that money in the average annual 6% rate, which is fairly conservative, then you'll end up with over 300,000. That's not a small amount. Okay, so we already know it's very expensive to retire, and I bet you someone could leave comments below on how hard it is to make it in retirement. So I just want to bring you this particular story to let you guys know who are already retired, or if you're thinking about retirement, Social Security is only going to cover 40% of your previous income. Okay, now guys, I'm finna tell you about our $500 giveaway. Okay, guys, I'm doing a $500 giveaway, and it's easy to participate. Number one, subscribe to the channel. If you're already a subscriber, then that's great. Number two, click on the bell icon. That way you'll know anytime I put out new content. Number three, like this video. Okay? And number four, comment below. Thank you, Maurice. And that's it. When I give the money away, it'll be announced on the channel. Thanks, guys, and back to the regular program.